Hey guys, Scrubber here, and we're finally back with some more Melty type Lumina. So yes, I have been in a little bit of a hiatus, taking a little bit of a break, focusing more on competing, focusing more on other parts of life. But yeah, now with EVA over, with a patch coming, new information, I felt it's right to make this video now that a lot of people are going to pick up the game and they might still not understand how the shield mechanic works. So right now, this is the overall shield Bible. What we're going to do here is explain all the countermeasures that we know so far on how to deal with all the shield follow-ups. So you guys understand that yes, shield is a RPS, right? It's like a still kind of a guess, but with some understanding of the game mechanics and what's going on, you can kind of understand and decipher what's the outcome, right? Or what the opponent would most likely want to do and how to counteract it. Okay, so this is gonna be maybe somewhat of a long one. I still don't know about it. We're gonna go and just test it out. But yeah, if you like more content like this, if you want more actual breakdowns of mechanics for Type Lumina, make sure to let me know in the comments. Please subscribe, you know all the good YouTube stuff. We recently hit 2,000 subs, guys, and actually didn't make any announcement or anything, but I saw that number and it was pretty exciting. So I'll make sure to continue it, and we'll see if we can hit 2,000. But yeah, enough of that, man. Let's get started. So the first thing I kind of want to cover, and it's gonna be something important for everything else in this video, is that we technically have 6 follow-ups and not just 3. So we have our A follow-up, our B teleport, and our BC follow-up. But depending on the timing that you do, you can pick certain options. What I mean by that, okay, so as we all know, once you shield an attack, the opponent can get and shield back, right? So what's gonna happen here is I'm gonna tap the shield button, right? And I can see I can shield back. However, if I tap shield and the opponent delays, I get punished for that. So that's gonna be very important. So you tell me, Scrod, why would I want to tap shield then? Why wouldn't I want to commit to holding shield? You know, I'm already committing to trying to counter them back. Why wouldn't I do that? And here's why. It has to do with the B teleport. So if I hold the button, as you saw there, I get fatal countered, right? But if I tap the button, I don't get fatal countered. So fatal here is a lot of damage to take, and when we just consider it versus, 800 damage, I think it's what it is. It's not too much damage. It could be a lot worse. So you're giving up a lot of health there. So tap shield is pretty much what a lot of people want to do most of the time. The holding shield comes into play when people have low resources, like a pretty end game situations for the most part. So you kind of want to hold on your reading on holding shield just because of the risk of B teleport. B teleport is actually one of the easiest ones to punish, and you can punish in many different contexts. So we're gonna go over all of this stuff now, guys. But I kind of want to explain that delay follow-ups are gonna be a big thing here, and we're gonna see them really soon. So the first follow-up we're gonna talk about is the A follow-up, right? The pretty basic one, the one that comes from the old Melty Blood, the good, all reliable A follow-up. So in this game, A follow-up is actually one of the weakest ones. In high level, you barely see it. There's a couple players who do prefer it just because it doesn't revolve using resources, but the risk of it is actually pretty high, especially in the corner. So let's go step by step. So how do we beat A follow-up, or what do we do if the opponent A follow-ups? So when we get shielded, we can use our BC, right? And we get this clash. This is, pretty common here. This is, you've seen it like a million times, but many characters can actually punish. And I'll show you right now. Yep. So that was a real punish that we just saw there. Many other characters have more punishes, and I'll show you right away. As you can see, a couple of these are pretty expensive on the moon gauge, but it depends on the character. Think of what's the best punish for your character. I believe there are a couple of characters who actually do not get punishes, but who knows, man. You experiment, you might find something new. Now, the thing that's interesting in the corner, because everyone gets a punish in the corner. It is actually universal, I'll show it to you. It's as simple as go in the corner. So we do clash with the BC, but we can't cancel into an air normal because we are in the corner, right? So that's as simple as that. You react to the clash, press the button after, and you're good to go. That means in the corner, a follow-up is really risky. Really risky when the opponent has moon gauge. That is something to keep in mind. The opponent is also most likely to do BC in the corner because of this reason. So, mind games, baby. So let's add on a layer on what we just saw. What did we see? We saw a shield, and I got shielded, so I decided to do BC to be as safe as I could, possibly even get a punish, right? That's kind of cool. But what happens if the opponent reads what I want to do? Now we're gonna talk about BC on BC action, and this is actually one of the most tricky ones, one of the most advanced ones. So we're starting kind of hard, but I kind of want to explain to you why this is so important. So again, just to break it down, what we were doing earlier was this. Right, we clash with the A follow-up. I see that I clash with the A follow-up and I get the punish. So what happens when the opponent knows what I want to do? They can do delay BC to beat my BC. So this is one of the most high-level techniques to beat BC shield. It requires a little bit of luck because you kind of have to read when they want to BC. That's something that I kind of actually expect the patch to make easier, because I think this is so important for the games and the mind games. So yeah, if I get red on my timing on the BC, I can actually get full punish here. Like, I can't really do much about it. I'm trying to jump back, I'm trying to shield, I'm trying to shield, nothing. This is a guaranteed punish. So yeah, a high level, this is the game. This is what we do. So once you get shielded, you're trying to BC out to be as safe as you could. You don't want to deal with any of the follow-ups, but your opponent knows that you don't want to deal with any of the follow-ups. They can actually call you out on that. Now, yes, that's kind of what's going on here. And if you notice, that is actually a guaranteed punish. So that, what does that mean? That means that the second I decide to do that and they decide to counter me and do it, they won. There's no more RPS to be played. They won the interaction. And it's something a lot of people were complaining when the game came out, and we kind of really didn't know how the shield interactions work back then. A lot of this stuff has been patched out over the past couple months, so it's sort of currently understandable if a lot of people don't understand like the layers that are being built here. So now that we know that the opponent can actually counter us on our BC, what can we do about it? So this is when it gets even more tricky. We're gonna do the more layers. As we saw, BC is actually a really important follow here, and the BC can be used to punish A shields, and the BC from the opponent can be used to punish your defensive BC out. So they can call us out if we're trying to be safe. So what do we do about that? Can we guarantee a punish if we get the right read? Let me show you. So, when you shield a BC, and this is one of the latest things they added in the latest patch, by the way, prior to the 1.3 patch that's coming out on the August 19th. Once you shield a BC, if you use BC follow-up, it is a guaranteed punish. It can't do anything about this. So, There's a lot of mind games that can be built upon this. But here's what happens. This is another deterministic outcome. What does that mean? I got shielded. I shield back, reading your BC, and I get my reward, and you can't do anything about it. So this is something that the game has been encouraging lately, is setting up these circumstances that guarantee punishes. That makes it so it's not so much of a RPS, we keep shooting, we keep guessing. Once you get to this, it's over. There's a clear winner here, and there's nothing more. So this kind of completes the whole circle of shield RPS. Because, like I said, to beat this, we have to hold shield and then press BC when you shield the BC. Remember, hold shield. So what happens when you hold shield? You can lose to the B follow-up. And now everything makes sense. Everything is kind of explained. But look at this. This is another situation that is deterministic. What I'm trying to say is, it is a 50-50, but you can read the opponent. You can create a decision based on what you expect the opponent to do. You're like a layer ahead and you're gonna counter their counter. You can commit to the B teleport. And let me tell you why that's important, because this leads us up to the B teleport itself. And this is one of the ones that is the super easy to punish. A lot of people don't do it. So this one, pay attention, because this could win you a lot of games for absolutely no reason. Because people try to just teleport and they think it's safe. And no, it really isn't. So speaking of beat teleport, we've already discussed what happens with hold versus tap shield. So now, let's go more in depth here. So what happens when you actually do get hit by this? This is actually 0 on hit as of this patch. This is still not the August 19 patch, guys. So I expect this to be changed. But right as of now, this is 0 on hit, which means a couple characters can actually take advantage of that. Even if they get hit, they can still put pressure. Bluff can just go for records. Like, it doesn't really matter. Also, I kind of spoiled one of the answers there, but that's just a issue, you know? Let's talk about another interesting thing. If you are good enough and you react to the teleport, you can actually get a full punish. Which means, you're fighting a zoner, if you hate Bluff or you hate Mario, you're trying to beat teleport to skip the zoning part of the neutral. If you're fighting a good opponent, that's not happening. They're up that, and yeah, they chicken block and maze and get a full punish, baby. So yeah, be very careful when you beat teleport, because you can get you killed, especially versus zoners. That is very scary. So we cannot talk about the first one, and now I'm going to show you another one. This is mostly used whenever you don't have enough frame advantage to jump, to chicken block, and it's a little bit more difficult. If you do delay BC at just the right timing, you can actually get a full punish. The worst case scenario, you're going to clash with their B shield and you're going to go back to neutral. Not the worst, but we can do better. Yeah. You can actually get a punish with delay BC. It is pretty hard though, so definitely lob it out. The timing is not easy. So now let's talk about one of the riskier ones. This is something that I tell you, do not ever do it. If your opponent has BC, don't you ever do B teleport in the corner, or this is gonna happen to you. This is a guaranteed punish. Also, I'm just trying to lay down all the guaranteed punishes. This is something I want people to know. I want to see people punishing this situation specifically for shield, because yeah, I just don't think a lot of these is random. A lot of this is deterministic. You can punish a lot of bad shields. We saw, especially in the corner, we've seen that a lot of shield follow-ups are really dangerous to do. So yeah, just so you understand what's going on at this level, and you can get there too. It's just a little bit of practice, just a little bit of understanding and reacting to what's going on in the game. So one last B punish I want to show, which is a little pricey, but is probably one of the safest ones and pretty good to close games, is Moondrive reaction. So I'll show it to you. You can actually get symbol through the punish, through the counter, and get an actual punish. So this is pretty sick if you do want to close rounds, if you don't feel pretty comfortable doing the punishes and whatnot. And sometimes you get it by accident even. You're trying to do the delayed BC one, you actually get Moondrive. Kind of sucky, but you know, you're still gonna spend the resources anyway, so might as well, you know, the damage is damage. This is not even bad, you can get a lot of big damage. So yeah, this is probably one of the ones I want to encourage when you're learning how to punish B teleport. If you want to be safe, definitely try to do delayed BC, and if you get Moondrive, yay, get the combo, you know, get the damage in. Of course, there's a couple more layers, especially when talking about shield nothing. Of course, you know, we've all seen this where you shield nothing and then you get thrown. Well, I don't really want to talk about those. That's, you know, those are also part of the game, but I kind of want to cover the layers above that. You know, I want to cover the things that a lot of the people getting started into the game don't really understand about how to fight shield, don't really see, you know, like see how it works, because I think the game doesn't really teach you like very well about it. And you know, I came here to help as much as I can. So yeah, that's what I want to do it for today. I know a lot of it is kind of like advanced topics, but I think once you play a little bit of Type Lumina, see shield play, see a lot of follow-ups, how they interact, you can kind of come here again and maybe see like, oh, this makes more sense. I totally recommend you all go play the game, don't worry too much about it, have fun, you know, interact with shield, just, you don't have to play around it, you know. Shield is gonna appear in the match, and you just kind of have to see how it plays out at first. And if you want something more in depth about how high-level players deal with some of these situations, definitely come back here, and I hope that it can help you as much as you can. So that's gonna do it for today, guys. Like always, please again comment if this actually helped you, if you want more things of this nature, any other topic that you would like to talk about the game. I'll be more than happy to do that. I kind of want to start recording character primers for all the characters now that the new patch is coming. I know there's gonna be a lot of newcomers and a lot of people returning to the game that I was like, okay, how did this character developed over these months? I kind of want to be the person that gives you the information that you came here. You know, this is the character, these are the mix-ups, this is the combo, or the combos that used to work before. Good to get started. Here we go. Right, but that's gonna do it for today, guys. Thank you so much, and I hope you all get one. Okay, y'all have a good one.